Hi guys, so I'm going to walk you through how I made 40 liters of multi-purpose soap that is perfect for washing your clothes, your cars, mopping your house, whatever you want to use soap for, even your dishes. So let's get on with it, okay? So first things first, you need 20 liters of water for the first chemical we're going to be mixing. So I'm going to turn 20 liters of water now.
First things first, you need a very large bowl to do this because you're going to end up with a lot of soap. And into the large bowl, you're going to add 20 liters of water. And then we're going to add in our very first chemical, okay? And the name of this first chemical is called a nitrosol. I have about 2 cups of nitrosol here that I'm dissolving in 20 liters of water. You want to make sure to mix this as you're pouring it into the water so that it dissolves easily and completely because it could clump up. The next thing you're going to add is caustic soda, okay? You're going to add the caustic soda into a separate bowl and add a little bit of water to mix this till it is combined. Please note that the caustic soda is very, very harsh and it will become hot once you start to mix it with water. You can see it here. It will become hot, and I would actually advise that you use a glove when you're mixing this, okay? Now you're going to add in the dissolved caustic soda into your mixture and then mix that together. When you mix that, it is going to thicken a bit. Just set that aside and let's get to the rest of the ingredients. Grab a separate bowl or a bucket and add in 5 liters of water, okay? Into these 5 liters of water, we're going to be mixing XLX and 2 other chemicals. The XLS is quite grainy. They call it rice because it looks like rice. You're going to mix that into the water till it is properly dissolved. Please, this might take some time. Just go ahead and do it gently until it dissolves and begins to foam like this. That is the point where you will now add in your soda ash. You will also add in your STPP, okay? Mix everything together in the same bowl of 5 liters of water. I have in my description box complete list and measurement of all the ingredients and also the vendor that I got all the ingredients from, so you guys can go ahead and call her and also buy from her because she's trusted. So once you mix, it is going to look like this. It's going to be very thick like this. You will now combine this with the rest of the ingredients in the larger bowl. Now, mixing this together is going to take a lot of arm work because as soon as you begin to mix, it is going to thicken, and you need to really mix well till it is well combined before you add in the rest of the ingredients. So for the rest of the ingredients, we're adding sulfonic acid and Texapon. We're not going to add that directly into the mix. We're going to make the sulfonic acid and the Texapon together in a separate bowl. You don't need to add water. You're going to use the sulfonic acid to dissolve the Texapon, and it's going to look like this, almost like a moisturizer texture. Once it is completely mixed and combined like this, then we can now add it into our soap mixture in the bigger bowl. Okay, you're going to add this in there, and then you can see that it's beginning to foam and look like this. At this point, you really need to mix vigorously, like your arms need to hurt when you're mixing this because you need everything to be properly combined and nothing is separate or looks separated. So just continue to mix till everything is well combined and looking as one. Okay, mix. I would also advise that you mix this outside and not inside your house, just because of the chemicals that you're mixing together. It is best that you mix this in a very airy place where they can just go into the air. Now you can see how thick my base has become. Don't worry, just keep stirring until it comes together. Now the next thing you're going to be adding to this is what they call the foam booster, and I used about 2 cups of this. Everything and their measurements is in my description. Just check that out. Once you add in your foam booster, you're just going to mix till everything combines. That helps your soap to be really, really foamy and really, really nice. Now you can use any perfume flavor of your choice. This is the point where you add your perfume flavor and then just mix that until well combined. Mind you, your coloring is also whatever it is that you choose to use, whatever color that you prefer. You're just going to keep mixing your mixture. It's going to go from looking this foamy on top to a very clear mixture. You can see how it is clearing up right now. Yes, you keep mixing till it clears up like this. It is a lot of work. Your arm will have to hurt you. That's when you know you're doing it right. Mix till it is clear like this and no longer white and foamy on the top. That is the perfect time that you want to introduce your coloring into your soap mixture. If you've been watching up until this point, then you're learning something and you're enjoying this. Do subscribe and do leave for me in the comment section if you want more videos like this. Okay, once you have your consistency like this, go ahead and dissolve your coloring in a little bit of water, because they come in powdered form. So you just want to dissolve them in water and then introduce that into the soap mixture. Mind you, this soap is extremely thick at this point and it is not advisable to use it like this. So we're still going to dilute it and, get the consistency that we want. One thing I love about making soap at home is that you can completely control what goes in with regards to flavors or the perfume that is used. So if there's any perfume that you're allergic to, you can choose to opt that out. You can use the coloring that you like. It doesn't have to be green. It could be pink, it could be red, it could be any coloring of your choice. And you also decide the consistency of the soap, because sometimes we buy soaps in the market and they are so light that you have to use almost half a bottle to be able to, completely wash what you're washing. Once you mix in your color and it looks nice, you can now dilute your soap to your liking. I diluted my soap with an extra 15 liters of water. That is giving me 45 liters of soap in total, because we started with 20 liters of water, 5 liters of another water, and then I am now dissolving this and making it lighter with 15 liters of water, giving me a total number of 45 liters of multi-purpose liquid soap. You can use this soap to wash your clothes in your washing machine or by hand. You can use this soap to wash your cars. You can use this soap to mop the floor. You can use this soap for dishes, and it will last you a long time. Right now, I am not going to be buying soap for the next 1 year, because this here is going to last me a lot. And let me show you how foamy this soap is. Can you see that? Can you see that? It is so foamy. It is so good. And trust me, if you make your soap like this, you're going to love it. You're going to save a lot of money and you're going to be really proud of yourself. Here is me showing you using the same soap to wash my car. I just added a little drop of the soap into the water and look at how it's foaming on the car. Now check out the floor. Look at how it's foaming on the floor, you guys. Trust me, you want to try this out for yourself and save some money and stop buying all of these soaps that are not working. Okay, the description box also contains the phone number of the vendor that I got all of the ingredients from. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.